All right, so we're gonna do something slightly different. We're just gonna make it easy. So we'll have it instead. In this case, this render enable won't be called here. We're instead gonna just basically change this to on mouse over. So it'll keep track of whenever we're entering in things, but only if we have our mouse actually down on the drag. So hopefully this will work like a drag kind of like. So we'll see what happens. On mouse enter. Now again, these are old things. Technically, I should be doing this with the event system so that I can use multiple methods of input, but we're doing this in a quick and dirty kind of way. So this is going to be void on mouse enter. Won't really need to be public, but it will need to worry about the interaction manager mouse down. So we're going to do that, and then that's literally should be it. We'll see what happens. But oh, function requires one. Okay, sorry. Yeah, right. So we can't do that. Not going to call that. Oh, and we don't have to do. Okay, so that's not going to be very good. Hang on. Let me see what it is. Let's try this. We'll probably do this. Boolean state is equal to false. Because we're doing different stuff. We're not calling it with a variable and saying you are false or true. We're keeping that internal. Now, it's sort of okay. It kind of works. It'll work okay, I guess. And we should probably have some kind of indicator of like running the dang sequencer or not running the sequencer automatically without necessarily doing it at the beginning of the scene. So, various things like that. All right, well, let's just do this. What I wanted to do is take that sequencer row object and as our text substance and Trinity test sequence, and our playhead should be, well, let's see. I think, can we do it that way? Let's just see if we can do it that way. Okay, so I think that should work. So now we can take this other row and we're going to make a frequency. So yeah, so each one of these is going to get a different frequency thingy. So I want to make a new frequency variable. Right, there's different ones, float no state, float my position, and frequency. Let's do that. And we'll just copy this, my position, and I will call this we'll call it frequency, or pitch rather. We'll call it pitch. Because there is a cool thing that you can do with regards to this stuff here. So what we're going to do in this case is we're going to call this global float. We're going to call this global int. Global int pitch. Okay, so what we do in this particular case is we are going to say std, not dtd, std dot mtof, which is MIDI to frequency, and then the point that we need to do is pitch, and then that's equal to foo.frequency, or in other words, chucked into foo.frequency, and then that should do it. Yep, that should be correct format-wise. Now, if we have ourselves a frequency, if it'll let us see said frequency, hopefully, pitch, there it is. Note state is going to be Oh yeah, what we don't have is sense of which is which. Pitch. But how do we know what the position is coming in? Because we had this Boolean. How did we do the Boolean before? I was trying to remember that. I said global float enable note. And at some point I had to have some kind of thing that was going to set one thing to the other thing. Probably somewhere here. Aha, yes. I think. Wait, you're not. Yes. My chuck set float. Got it. So in this case, I would say my chuck set it. Oh yeah, it can't do my chuck. Okay, my chuck dot set float. I didn't say that was not an int anyway. So it's a set float, and then this one's going to be pitch, and then pitch is going to be pushed into pitch. According to the information that I see, that should do what we want. As long as that seems fine. Okay, and then in our pitch, we'll set this to MIDI note 60, which would be middle C. And here we go. That's not so great. I wonder why that's happening, sir. Oh, pitch is an int. All right, well, maybe I can do this as an int and we can see what happens. I'm bad at this, so I'll have to do int my position. No, sorry, int pitch. We'll see what happens. Int pitch. We'll see what happens. I think it doesn't do. I think I tried to do set int, and I don't think it actually works. But we'll find. I don't think there is such a thing, a function as set int. Yep, there is another thing. Okay, there's no system int pointer. Yeah, cannot convert from system int to system int pointer. So that's unfortunate. And if I say this, we're going to be in a bit of a quandary because that's not going to be a float. So we'd have to float the conversion. Will automatically do that? I doubt it. I doubt it. I have a feeling there'll be a chuck error somewhere in there. It's playing it. It's just not playing it well. And it sounds like it's doing 60 hertz. If it thinks pitch is 0, then I think that might be a problem. Oh, actually, is pitch 0? I thought we'd set it. Oh, we did set it to 0. Hang on, let's try it again. 60. I thought we did actually set this, but maybe we saved stuff. Oh, man, I'm a little tired here. I think this is getting on my case. All right, so that's 60. Nope, it's still not working. I did actually figure out the issue with the int. It's a kind of a weird thing, but basically it has to do with the fact that Chuck is not using exactly int. It is using what's called an int system pointer. So it looks like an int, but it's not really. It's a pointer to an int, which is kind of all like sort of different stuff. Anyway, I mean, once I figured it out, it was not too hard. It was basically so to set int pitch, instead of this being int or just being pitch, it needs to be converted to the system int pointer to go into Chuck and be regarded as an integer. So that's what Chuck is using as int system int pointers. Don't really know much about it. I just looked it up and found something that was giving me a good, guide to how to do it. So this is actually working okay. It now works, and what it does is it converts this note from MIDI to frequency, more or less. It sounds a little high, actually. I did system MIDI note 60, and it doesn't sound like middle C. It sounds like D, but I don't have perfect pitch, so I don't know. Anyway, so what we're gonna do is we're going to duplicato this. Yes, we are. And we probably also want to state a time variable in the script and specify that so we can potentially do this. But right now it'll run in tandem, basically. So we're going to move this up, let's say 5. There we go. So now what happens is we can give this one a different, would that be 72 for the octave? Yep. So give that one the 72 as the octave. And we can then run these and do different stuff. So, ooh. Yeah. So remember when I was talking about the fact that I wasn't sure if one instance was going to work? Yeah, so one instance doesn't work. It wants to put both of them in the same instance and then go between the pitches, and apparently also moves things downwards. Yeah, yeah, interesting. Our playhead is problematic, and it's also not playing both at the same time, so it's not doing polyphonic sounds. That's interesting. So each one of those is problematic. So we'll have to figure that one out. That's going to probably take another run, but we did our best, and that's about as far as we're going to be able to get to this point. So hope this helps you get your game audio on, at the very least, not knowing what to do, or knowing what not to do anyway. We'll try and figure this one out, and we'll get back to you later. Take care.